Miss Vanessa here. I'm sitting here in front of my fire. Got my cup of coffee and one of my favorite mugs. It says, do more of what makes you happy. It's good advice. Feeling kind of tired today. And I just wanted to say hello, say good morning. We're not going to do a full morning meeting this morning. I'm sure you might have realized already that I forgot to post Martha Speaks. So I'm going to go ahead and read that now. And we have a few letters that I'm going to do some writing. All right? So let's see here. Martha Speaks. I'm sorry, the author is Susan Mehta. The day Helen gave Martha Dog her alphabet soup, something very unusual happened. The letters in the soup went up to Martha's brain instead of down into her stomach. That evening, Martha spoke. Everybody's sitting around, and all of a sudden the dog says, "Isn't it time for my dinner?" What? Martha's family had many questions to ask her. Of course, she had a lot to tell them. I'm going to read you just some of these. It says, "Have you always understood what we're saying?" "You bet. Do you really want to know what Benji is really saying? You people are so bossy. Come, sit, stay. You never please. Say please. Why don't you come when we call? Do dogs dream? Why do you drink out of the toilet? Day and night this morning, I dreamed I was chasing a giant meatloaf." Alphabet soup became a regular part of Martha's diet, and the family had a wonderful time surprising people. Walking the dog was always good for a laugh. "Yo, Rinty, good dog. How's the flea problem?" "What?" They ordered pizza from a different restaurant every night. And they had the dog answer the door, and the doggy says to the pizza man, "How much do I owe you?" That surprised the pizza man, of course. Let's see. They taught Martha how to use the phone, but this was a mistake. Right down here it says, "Hello, Acme Meat Company. I would like to place an order." What would your dog order if he could use the phone, or she could use the phone and call any company to place an order? What do you think? Pretty soon, more than pizza was being delivered. "But I didn't order any barbecue," says the lady. Family and friends were amazed. We have the dog under the table. It says, "Please pass the carcass." Carcass is another word for meat. "Want to go for a walk, Granny?" Whoop, look at how surprised Granny is. So silly, huh? Although there were those who doubted, there is no such thing as a talking dog. Martha always had the last word. "Speak, Martha." "Woof. Just kidding." But there was a problem. Now that Martha could talk, there was no stopping her. She said exactly what was on her mind. Whatever she thought, she said. So let's see. I'm trying to move over here. Here, there are the, anybody know what that word is? B-U-S-S-T-O-P. It's a bus stop. All right. So they're at a bus stop with a whole bunch of people, and Martha looks up and says, "Why is that man so fat?" Uh-oh, that's not polite at all. She made embarrassing comments. Here she says, "Mom said that your fruitcake you sent wasn't fit for a dog, but I thought it was delicious." Oh, that's kind of not nice to say either, right? And she always told the truth. Here's the dad saying, who, or the parent saying, who did it? And then they're all pointing at each other to blame it on each other. And then what does he say? Helen did it. Oh. Occasionally, she wondered why her family was so often mad at her. She didn't understand why it wasn't okay to just say whatever she wanted, whenever she wanted. But she kept on talking. She talked through everyone's favorite TV shows. Oh, I've seen this program. Want me to tell you what happens? Blah, 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 blah. Except her own. She didn't talk during her own TV shows. What kind of a TV show would a dog want? Oh, pit bull pup petrifies Paris. She talked while they were trying to read. There's a poodle over on Circuit Street I'd really like to play with. He's a small, but, sorry, it's hard for me to read at this angle sometimes. Let me try this again. He's a small, but he's small, but what a dog. And speaking of small, I'm sure you're all curious about the early days of my life. Look at, she's got her hands over her ears. She's like, enough already. How do we get this dog to stop talking? Oh no, she talked and talked and talked. Too much talking. Until one day, those are some naughty words. I think we're probably not allowed to say these words. Shut. UP spells up. They just had it. What's wrong? Asked Martha. You talk too much, yelled Father. You never stop, yelled Mother. Sometimes, said Helen. I wish you had never even learned to talk. Martha was crushed. Crushed means really, really sad. The next day, Martha did not speak. She did not ask for her dinner or go out. She did not offer opinions. She just laid quietly beneath the kitchen table. At first, her family enjoyed the silence, but after a while, they became worried. What's the matter, Martha? Martha didn't answer. Helen's father called the vet. There's something wrong with my dog. She won't say a word. Is this some sort of a joke? Asked the vet. Helen offered Martha bowl after bowl of alphabet soup, but Martha lost her appetite for letters. Martha's family wondered if she would ever speak again. Then one evening when her family was out, Martha heard the sound of glass breaking. Uh-oh. A burglar, she gasped. I better call the police. See, somebody broke the door, the glass on the door. She carefully called 911. But when she opened her mouth to speak, yip, arf, yar, arf, arf, woof. Martha hadn't eaten a bowl of alphabet soup in days. Martha raced to the kitchen. She barked, she growled, she tried to look ferocious. Arr, arr. The burglar wasn't frightened. He picked up a pot from the stove. Uh-oh, thought Marcel. It's taps for sure. But to her surprise, the burglar put the pot down on the floor in front of her. Here, doggy, 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 have something nice to eat. The burglar smiled as he closed Martha into the kitchen and went back to work. Dumb dog, he said. Lucky for me, you like alphabet soup. Uh-oh, what was on the stove? Alphabet soup that was just sitting there. And Martha's eating it now. When Martha's family returned, they found the police removing the burglar from their house. How did you know he was robbing our house? Asked Helen. We got a call at the station, said the officer. Some lady named Martha. Good dog, Martha, exclaimed her happy family. You are so right, said Martha. Now Martha eats a bowl of alphabet soup every day. She's learning what to say and when to say it. And sometimes she doesn't say anything at all, at least for a few minutes. I like the back cover of this. It's a bowl of alphabet soup. Do you know what that says? G-O-O-D spells good. D-O-G spells dog. Good dog. Okay, I've got my sand here. Now, I'm going to turn around so that the letters are not backwards. We're going to start with a G. That's a capital G, or the lowercase g. Has a tail that hangs down low. And then O. With the O, the capital and the lowercase, or the uppercase and the lowercase, they look the same, right? They're just different sizes. And then we'll do another O, G-O-O. D, good, G-O-O-D, and then D again, O again, G, good dog. Okay guys, I just dumped my letter tiles out, and I want to try to find the O's, the D's, and the G's. Okay, I picked out all the letters that we were just talking about. As you can see, I had to hand write the G's on because this is just a set that somehow the G's got lost. So you can always do that. One of them's a blank one, and one of them I just turned the Y over to write on it. Only do that if it's okay with your parents. Okay, so look at, we've got, what letter is here? D, O, 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 G, G. So, do you remember how to spell good dog? G, G, good. I'm going to start with a G, an O, another O. That word might look familiar, goo, except if we put a D at the end of it, it goes from goo to good. And then, how do we spell dog? Well, you know, dog. What's it start with? D, ah. Now that's a tricky one because A's and O's can sound like ah. But you should know, because I said get the D's and the G's, D, O. Just like that, it says the word do. But if you add the G at the end, then it goes from do to dog. Isn't that fun to be able to make words and play with words? What is that one again? Goo. What if we took that one off? G-O, go. D-O, do. Isn't that interesting? Such different sounds. Okay, guys, have a good day. I miss you.